Hi there YouTube, Big G back again with another video. It's been ages. I've forgotten what it's like to actually make videos. Sitting here in my games room, which I don't spend a lot of time in anymore. I mean, the reason that I don't make any videos or do much on the retro side is that I no longer live in my hometown. I live elsewhere and have to, unfortunately have to work for a living. And yeah, so I just don't have time anymore to do what I used to do, projects and things like that. But be that as it may, I still love the retro scene, and I still follow a lot of the stuff on YouTube and the other collectors and so forth. But I got a parcel, so I thought, it's been ages. Let me do another video. It's really been a long time. Now, a few years back, a fellow collector, South African, Paul, from Cape Town, who now works and lives in America, said to me that if there's anything I'm ever interested in, he'll pick up for me in America. And when he comes through to South Africa, then he'll bring it along. Now, in America, I often watch the Game Chasers and that sort of thing. They've got these massive big flea markets. I mean, the guys are already spoiled for choice. So, so Paul goes around to the flea markets, and if he sees anything that I might be interested in, he picks it up for me. So, once again, Paul, thank you so much for this. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm going to be opening it now. Really excited. I mean, I haven't done this in absolutely ages. And Paul was down to visit the family over the last 9 days in Cape Town and managed to get this through. So yeah, really, really interested. So let me get out my cutting utensil, and without cutting my fingers, let me open up this parcel. Okay, oh wow, okay, so right off the bat, I see some really, really interesting goodies. Let me just put this down over here. You can see the big gap here in the background where my PC is normally, but that's because that is now at my the town where I'm actually staying. That's very interesting. So first up, this is something that Paul mentioned to me that's popular in the States. It's called a OneUp Card. A OneUp Card. So it's got these felt sides on it, and using a bit of alcohol, you would use that then to actually then clean your cards, the copper connectors. So let me just grab one. Okay, so yeah, I've got a N64 card, so that would then just be there and clean it in there. So that looks really great, and I'm looking forward to trying that. It'll certainly save me from having to use earbuds the whole time to clean the copper connectors on the cartridges, especially the NES stuff. I mean, that you always have to. So yeah, Paul, thank you very much. This is going to come in handy little tool. And let's see what's in here. Great stuff. Okay, so some Intellivision games. Now, I've got quite an extensive Intellivision collection. You can see a lot of it up at the top there. Now, the Intellivision, I mean, wasn't as popular here in South Africa as what the Atari 2600 was. But in many ways, I still think the games are better than the Atari 2600. Many would disagree with me, but I just think the graphics were a bit better. Although the control, that's what always held the Intellivision back. If they had that was the Achilles heel in the Intellivision system, was the actual controls. But anyway, the games themselves, the graphics were great, and I remember back in the day really enjoying the Intellivision system. So yeah, poker and blackjack, a loose card, Astro Smash, real classic. Oh, this is great. Okay, now onto the Atari 2600 Adventure. Okay, from Telegames. Looks like a bit of a role play. I'm going to definitely try that out. And then a Activision card. I'll have to see what that is. I'm not quite sure. Okay, it looks like an Atari card. But anyway, I'm going to try that out. And then some Game Boy. Okay, these I didn't know were in here, so thank you, Paul. These are some extra goodies that you threw in here for me. I love my Game Boy stuff as well. Gearworks. And yeah, we've got Arcade, Centipede, and Millipede classics. On the Game Boy, I really do enjoy playing the old classics. Now this is very interesting. Okay, Omega Joystick. Just having a look at the connections there. So IBM PC on the right hand side, you can see the switch over here, because I thought it was for the PC, because I can see by the actual connector, but there's more than one connection on there. And moving it to the left, Apple IIc to GS selection switch. So PC and Apple. Great stuff. That looks really good. And you can always see the PC joysticks compared to your console joysticks from back in the day. You always had to calibrate them. You know, whenever you plug them in, your little cursor would run around the screen and you'd have to calibrate them before you could actually use them. So that's great. I don't know what this is. Okay, so let's have a look here. Nintendo Game Pack. Now that looks like, and I don't want to really open it, 3 scratch-off cards and 2 stickers. That looks really great. I'm not going to open that. I like to keep these in the original foil, So this was obviously a sticker collection. Top stickers. There's Link. Let's see. So that's really great. Thank you. I love to, and something that I have started collecting recently, because you never really, once a collector, you never stop collecting and hoarding, is the sticker albums. So I've got a couple of sticker albums lying by my cousin's place in the UK. So if anybody's ever coming back from the UK, please let me know. I've got a parcel that needs to come back from the UK, and it's got what's in there? Yeah, there's a Game & Switch, and there's a couple of sticker book albums, because I enjoyed my sticker book albums. Okay, and yeah, I've got a Game Gear manual. Looks like another manual. Another Game Gear manual. Now I've got a lovely working Game Gear. I'll have to see whether I've got those games as well. Let's have a look in here. Some more Atari goodies. Okay, so, what a classic. Moon Patrol. Absolute classic. Played a lot of this back in the day in the arcade. Was never really any good at it, but still enjoyed it. I think I spent more time watching some of the older players play it, because they could always get further. Otherwise I'd just eat up all my 20-cent pieces, and I prefer to rather spend my 20-cent pieces on Galaxian. But still, great game. Space Shuttle. Awesome. Now, I watched a Netflix documentary about 2 nights ago, Elon Musk and his SpaceX exploration, going through to the International Space Station. Was great, awesome. So yeah, that's going to remind me a lot of that. And I think I've actually played that before. I think I've played that before, but I've also played it on the good old Spectrum. Kangaroo. I mean, quite apt. My sister's down from Australia, and yeah, Timey Kangaroo down sport. Let's get to some of the box stuff. And yeah, so once again, Paul, this is absolutely awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, really appreciate it, mate. Okay, so yeah, we've got Super Video Arcade Auto Racing. I still like the way it's still got somebody's name written on there, Rick. Okay, for the Intellivision, and there you can see the inlays are there, and there's the cartridge. Yeah, and I always did enjoy the actual boxing for the Intellivisions as well, because of the fact that the cartridge just slipped in so nicely and kept everything together. And then this is a classic. I also played this a bit in the arcades. Burger Time. I think it was called Burger Time also in the arcades. And this is, okay, so different boxing compared to the other there. Good old Burger Time. Okay, yeah, we have Utopia by Mattel Electronics. Mattel for the Intellivision, and there we've got it, Utopia. Looks very interesting. Looks like a bit of a strategy game. Yeah, great stuff. Now these I've always enjoyed, and you know, it's because of the foil cover. In my collection I've got quite a few of them. You can see them sort of up there somewhere. Always liked these foil covers, and they've lasted so well, you know, 30-40 years later, and they still look great. I wish they'd use them more often. There were more companies that were using these. And here's a classic. Here's a real classic. Donkey Kong. Wow, for the Intellivision. I'd actually like to do a comparison between that and some of the other systems at some stage when I get a gap. When I want to leave and I'm back home for a while. Yeah, good old Donkey Kong. Everything's inside it. Ah, awesome. And also what I'll do as well is, and I've done it with some of my other boxes, you know, the boxes do get a little bit damaged over years. Get out, take them apart, get an iron them, get them straight again. Works well. Some more manuals for the Intel from Mattel. And then Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt World Class. That'll be for the Nintendo. Some more manuals. Always need the manuals. Ah, this is going to be great. Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, before the day of computers, I really enjoyed my Dungeons and Dragons. And when you play these old Dungeons and Dragons, you need just as good an imagination as well, because they didn't have much in the line of graphics. So yeah. And another good, I think, Spacewalk. I think I've played this before. Bit of a shooter. Yes, it looks like it. Bit of strategy and shooter. And then a good old classic. Also a game that I was never really good at, but I love the cover art on it. Pitfall. Played it on a number of other systems as well. That is awesome. Absolutely awesome. So yeah, Paul, thank you so much for this. I really, really appreciate it. And travel safe back to the States. And if you're at any of the flea markets, you know, and you see something there that's just begging to come back to South Africa, please do so. Please pick it up for me. I really appreciate it. You know, doing any sort of retro collecting here in South Africa is really tough, because you're really limited to any sort of, you know, there's not that many flea markets. Even the garage sales, that has died off. You know, things have changed there in South Africa, so there's not really that much opportunity. Everything has sort of moved online, and once things move online, then everybody thinks that they can, you know, they can charge eBay prices and that sort of thing, and it just, yeah, it just sort of spoils the collecting. I enjoy going out into the wild and actually going and visiting flea markets and that sort of stuff, and then, you know, getting excited when you pick up something. So this is really, really great. So much appreciated, Paul. Once again, thank you so much. And otherwise, guys, yeah, a video from me. I mean, I haven't done one in ages. Yeah, keep well, everybody. And yeah, have a happy Easter. Cheers from me.